just ended the night. We didn't clap. I'm sorry. 3, 2, 1. Should I keep that opening in or not? Honestly, if I had made that joke, I'd have been like, let's just call it a night. I've had too many. 1.
Yeah, I would just.
This is the last one I'm drinking. I'm being for real.
Sure.
No, this is the last one I'm drinking. I ate so much on Thanksgiving that I had to have gained 5 pounds.
Well, with that, welcome to Third Wheel Podcast.
At night. Go ahead. You finish your intro. Continue. Who
I
are
was
you?
about to mess it up. I'm Darci.
And I'm Caleb. I've literally got on a rant before I forgot to introduce us. So thank you for stepping in and doing that.
I oftentimes fix and step in.
You do.
What you're messing up. I would.
Your candles are going to not sell anything. She asked me what scent I would like to see. I was like, orange.
Yeah, I was like, just orange?
You were really nice about it. Yeah, I was like, nope. I just want an orange.
Just pure orange.
What I ate when I got this face tattoo. I do have a tattoo under my lower lip, if the audience didn't know that already. All 2 of you that made it this far into the episode.
I don't even know if you can see mine.
I'm sorry, what was that?
No,
Yeah. We got no regrets tattoo. Or is it no regrets? Is that how it's spelled?
It's no regrets, but everybody says no regrets. But if you look on the movie, it's spelled regrets.
Right, and that's why they say, to say no regrets would require more than one letter. But the line's like, not even one letter because it's regrets.
Right.
But, whatever. It's fun to say regrets.
Yeah.
It's regrets.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, I do have a no regrets tattoo under my lip.
Thanks to me.
I was so scared to go into work that day, even though there's no way nobody would have known.
It just starts showing, you all of a sudden start talking like this.
Yeah. You're just like,
yeah, you just start thinking, you're like,
oh, man.
My biggest fear when we were getting that tattoo, because we had to hold the clamps and hold our lip down.
I was drooling so bad.
You were.
Uh-huh.
And my biggest fear was that it was going to come onto my actual lip, so that you would just see black ink on the inside of my mouth.
Apparently mine still looks okay. You tell me if I'm wrong. It's missing no, I think. Can you still read one of the words? Okay, Maddie said we could. She's always trying to make me feel better about myself than I actually am.
I'm pretty sure mine says overgirds.
Yeah. We should get it touched up.
I want to.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, let's go do it right now.
Yeah. They're closed.
Take the
open.
cameras.
They're open. Yeah.
It's
especially
only
around here, they take all sorts of shady tattoos.
Dude, they're not even getting care we're drunk.
I know, right?
We're not drunk, but... Well, I'm not.
Speak for yourself now.
Yeah, he's on 2.
dirty. No, I was kidding. Anyway, or was it bad? What did I say at the beginning? I already forgot.
Let's just let it go.
You're right. I'm sorry. Welcome back to the Third Wheel Podcast. It starts over.
Yeah,
that
deletes the
first
whole front.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Just forget it.
Totally trash.
Yeah.
I would, however, like to give a spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah, please. Well, for what? We didn't even talk about what we're going to talk about.
So, spoiler alert for The Walking Dead.
Okay.
If you have not seen most all of it, or at least know of a lot of the dramatic points, there may be some things coming up that would definitely give some stuff away.
TV series and comics alike. Because I read the comics. She has not. She's watched the full show. I have not. I stopped watching after season 4 because the show was terrible.
Stopping after season 4 is wild.
Not really. They did the prison.
That was right where it was about to get good.
They did the governor raid on the prison twice because the first time they did nothing happened.
Yeah.
The governor was like, and then he drove away. Anyway, continue.
Fair enough. Okay. So you watched season 1.
Mm-hmm.
In season 1.
That was the best season.
It is a really good season. Yeah. In season 1 of The Walking Dead, we see Rick wakes up in the hospital. He's completely unaware of what's going on, and he's on a quest to search and find his family. He comes across his family, and that's where he finds Lori, but little does he know, Lori's been hooking up with his best friend, assuming Rick is dead, because that's what he told her.
Yeah.
So in this season, what did you think about season 1 like compared to the comics?
So the last episode of the season where they go to the CDC and the guy whispers, that's not in the comics. None of that's in there.
I thought that might have been season 2.
Nope,
No,
that's season 1.
That's Herschel's farm.
That's the finale.
Yep.
The finale of season 1 is the CDC.
Yeah.
Not in the comics.
I see
But
that.
that was a good episode because like
Yeah.
the guy, the creator of the comics was real big on we're not going to answer how the zombie virus started because to him he didn't care. He
Okay.
said that that's not what's important to him. What's important to him is how people change and how human behavior interacts with each other and how it changes over the course of the zombie apocalypse. That's what he cared about.
Okay.
He never cared about the origin. So that episode already was not just a deviation as in it didn't happen. It was also deviation in the fact that like he didn't even want to touch the origin. So that episode, they don't really tell you the origin, but they try to like give some more context to it.
Okay.
He never cared about that.
So you're not even against Walking Dead because it strayed away from the comics.
No.
So you had no. So you're
was a good
just
episode.
purely critical of when you felt like they
The-
didn't follow it in the wrong way.
When the writing sucked, when there
Okay.
were filler episodes, filler characters. Season 2, we'll get into it when we get to season 2, but like they triple the amount of episodes, quadruple, because like there's like 24 episodes in season 2. There's 4 episodes in season 1. Same budget. So let's say the budget for season 1, just for fun. First 4 episodes, $1 million total. That's all they had for 4 episodes. Season 2, $1 million again, 24 episodes. So there's plenty.
You're saying season 1 of The Walking Dead only has 4 episodes.
Look it up.
I am.
Yeah.
But you can continue on your time.
No,
your
no. I
tangent
want to see how
while
this
doing that.
ends.
Oh, I'll bring it up.
Yeah. It might be 5,
Oh, now
Mi-
we're switching some stuff.
but that's 1 extra episode.
6.
Okay, 6.
Wow.
But how many season 2?
Probably a lot.
It is. It's like in the 20s.
I think every nope 13.
13? Okay, double, right?
Yeah.
More than double. Same budget. So there's a lot of episodes where everyone in the comments, this guy's already full of crap. He got the episodes wrong. Okay. But double the amount of episodes. But I do know for a fact it was the same exact budget. They fired the showrunner from season 1 because he wasn't playing ball. And then you get to season 2, they're like, okay, here, new guy, you're going to do exactly what we say. Here's your same tiny budget, but we want double the episodes. So there's plenty of parts on. One, they're on Herschel's farm way too long. In the comics, they're there for like 4 issues.
I'll give you
Yeah.
that was drawn out.
Very much so.
Now, the season that I didn't like specifically. So, season 1 is Rick trying to find his family
Yep.
and them
Finds
coming
it.
across the CDC. Season 2 is Herschel's farm, and that's where Sophia goes missing. Season 3 is the group taking over the prison.
Side note: Sophia doesn't die in the comics.
Really?
Yep.
How long does she make it?
The
rest of the
whole
time?
thing. Yeah. Her and Carl hook up at the end.
What?
Yep, and they get together.
Wild. I need to read the comics now.
I have them. They're good. I'm
That's
telling
crazy.
you, you're gonna read the comics. It's gonna ruin the show for you. I'm telling you. It's,
Well, we've already seen it, so it doesn't matter if
Right.
it ruins the show for me.
yeah, but like rewatchability, you're gonna be like, oh.
maybe I need to read the comics and we can come back to this so I can critique it in the same
Yeah.
way as you.
I really recommend it.
But I believe it's season 4.
That's not even my least favorite season.
I think that was my least favorite because isn't
Really?
that where the flu breaks out?
Yes.
That was just like that's
Filler.
all that happened.
It's
in
filler.
But it was a whole season.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole season
Yeah.
was filler because they're at the prison. They don't go from there. The governor's just missing.
Yep.
They're looking for him and not finding him.
Yep.
So like the big scene with the governor happened in season 3 of them trying to like figure that stuff out and them taking Woodbury in.
Yeah.
And then season 4, like they're getting the flu.
Well, let's slow down a bit. So, season 1, 6 episodes, really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I like the CDC episode because it had a lot of heart into it. You got Dale sits down with Andrea. She wants to kill herself.
She
because-
should. I mean,
look,
not that I encourage this.
I agree.
From a show watcher's perspective.
Let me tell
of
you,
an intolerable character.
She is
I
Rick's.
hated her.
She is Rick's love interest in the comics. and she makes it toward the end. But she's not butchered in the comic. She's really good. In the show, she's terrible.
Yeah,
Like I wanted her to die every episode.
Yeah.
Every episode.
Yeah.
The butchered, because in the
She's
comic
atrocious.
she's great. She's fun. She's competent. She doesn't make dumb decisions.
Was Michonne a love interest at any point?
Not for Rick. No, they made that up because they killed Andrea off,
Right.
and they made her stupid. So it was like nobody wanted to see them get together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Also, Carol, she dies in like very early on. Yeah. So
Wow.
Sophia's motherless for most of the comics.
So instead of Carol being childless, Sophia was motherless.
Now I
They
will
like did a little switcheroo.
a little bit. So let me tell you also, Michonne is actually done very badly in the comics. So when she shows up, she has a really cool intro with the 2 zombies.
Yeah.
That's it. That's that. But she's in the whole comics, but she doesn't really do anything like,
Okay.
except like complicate love triangles. So Carol is in. I know we're getting super nerdy, guys. So Carol is with what's the guy who got surrounded by the zombies with the hammer? What's his name again? Tyrese.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
she's with Tyrese. Michonne shows up.
I can see that.
Yeah, so they're together. Carol's a different character too, like
Right.
completely in the comics. So Carol, Tyrese together. Michonne shows up, steals Tyrese, and then Carol kills herself.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And she kills herself by letting a zombie eat her. Like she walks up to a zombie that they tied up. So they do what Michonne did, and they put zombies up strategically around to ward off zombies, and she just walks up to one and lets it eat her. After she like has a therapy session with it, it's like really effed up. She's like talking to her. She's like, "You're a really good listener," and then lets it. It's good. It's really dark.
Wow.
It's dark stuff here. So anyway, but Michonne does that over and over and over. That's all she does the whole comic run. Is the point I was trying to make.
Okay.
So they ruined her. They made her cool in the show.
Yeah.
If that
They
makes
made her
sense. Really
pretty
good.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really cool. So she doesn't do anything in the comics besides like break up romances. So you'll kind of get sick of her if you do end up reading them. But
interesting.
anyway, so season 1, solid.
Yeah.
Like they had 6 episodes worth of content. Season 2, they had 4 episodes worth of content and they stretched it out to 13.
See, but I was still like interested though. So like I would say I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
I understand they stay on the farm too long, but it wasn't long enough for me to lose my interest.
Well,
I was still kind of like, okay, like
Yeah.
especially with how good season 1 was,
Yeah.
I was like, I can hold on to season 3. You know?
Well, yeah, it's not the worst part. It's not the worst ever in season 2, but like it's a good example of what I'm talking about for the rest of the series.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, another reason why it wasn't as bad in the show is because Shane's in it the whole show, played by John Berthal, great actor. He's played the Punisher and a bunch of other stuff. The other thing is in the show, he's in it the first whole 2 seasons. Comics, he dies like right away.
Off the bat.
Right.
Okay.
So they didn't have anything to go to. But the comics did like
So-
4 issues of Herschel's Farm.
In the comics was Lori's baby Shane's.
They don't tell you.
Okay.
And honestly, the baby doesn't live long enough to figure it out. But it's never really.
Yeah, that's right.
They don't really bring it up though because it wasn't in the thing. And the show too really tried to lean into that, like, oh, whose baby is it? But
Right.
then they don't even pay that off.
They do later.
Okay. So it
Rick
is-
is talking to, I believe it's Michonne, and he was talking. I forget what they were talking about, but he was like, "I know this baby's not mine.
Okay.
I know it's not."
Okay.
Like
That's cool.
they made it pretty clear that Judith was not Rick's.
Okay.
But that Rick still loved Judith and was taking care of her.
Okay. Well, that's
of
cool
her.
then. So they
Yeah.
did pay it off later
Yeah,
on.
they did.
I just remember like season 3, they tease it and then
And they didn't answer it. They didn't
For a long
answer it
time.
until probably like season 7 or something like that. It wasn't until they got to Alexandria
yeah.
that they had made
Which
it
is
pretty
like season
clear.
6 or 7, right?
Yeah, that's what I
Way
think.
later on down
Yeah.
the line.
Yeah.
So
I guess we'll find out here.
we
as
get
I'm
to
reading
we get to season 3.
yes, and that's where they first find the prison.
Andrea's so annoying by this point. I was already fed up with her in season
Yeah.
2.
Well, because she's the first one that comes across Michonne in the show,
Yeah.
and yeah, she's just sick, dying. She got separated at the farm when the farm got raided
Yeah.
with all of the zombies. And she just kind of made her way through the woods, ran into Michonne, and then they're the ones that show up at Woodbury's doorstep,
Yeah.
and they get accepted in. But it's sketchy.
Yeah, for sure. So Andrea was already annoying me in season 2 because she encouraged Herschel's daughter to kill herself.
Yeah.
And then when she tried to kill herself, Maggie came in and stopped it. And then Andrea says something about, see, she chose to live. And I was like, what are you talking? You remember this?
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you talking about? She literally was like in the middle of ending her life, and Maggie had to break it up.
Yeah.
And then I was like, the writing was so stupid. And I was like, what are you talking about? You know, and then it was just.
Well, and also like, so she was at one point sitting on top, keeping watch.
Yeah.
And one of Herschel's rules was no guns with the farm.
Yeah.
Or, you know, shooting and stuff like that. Like he didn't want weapons.
Yeah.
And at one point it appears to be a walker walking up. Mm-hmm. And everybody's like, no, Andrea, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot.
Yeah.
And her just being like all prided up, not wanting to do what the other women are doing because other women are inside cooking, cleaning, things like that. And she's all like better than that, right? Mm-hmm. So she's outside with the boys.
Yeah.
Pick me.
Yeah.
Literally.
Absolutely.
Such a pick me.
Except she won't let anyone pick her.
Yeah. Except Shane for a little bit.
And then Governor.
Yeah.
She's really bad at
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's the pickiest pick me that picks the worst pickings. Uh-huh. But anyways, so she's laying on top of the RV and everybody's like, don't shoot, don't shoot. And she decides to get all prided up and like, you know, get herself set up and takes a shot. Well, it ends up being Daryl.
Yep.
And thankfully she only shot him in the ear, but like she almost killed him because he was walking back from his cliff fall from trying to find Sophia. I can't believe I'm remembering all this so clearly.
I know.
But
this is season 2.
I know.
You watched the whole show and the spinoffs.
I know. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's walking back from his cliff fall.
Yep.
And so he's all rugged
Which was
looking.
a whole filler episode.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, that was. It was fun that they brought what was his Merle back in his like
brain
at
because we
that
still
time.
didn't know where he was at this point physically.
So that was fun. But yeah, the episode's definitely filler. But no, if she would just laid off, like they would have came up and found not to shoot him and she took the shot and then got the whole camp in trouble and
and nobody held her accountable.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, good job, Andrew. You're so strong. You're a woman.
Yeah.
And it was, I'm sorry, dude. And I was already like getting pissed off at the show at this point.
Right.
That was before even my problems later. We're not even at season 3. F me, dude. But can you not see why I'm like already rolling my eyes at this point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
starter.
Yeah.
We're not at where I decided to turn it off for good.
Okay. Okay.
but some annoyances are building.
Yeah.
Andrea's already butchered. And she doesn't get any better, and she still has a whole nother season before they finally pull the plug on her.
I forget. How was it she died?
She's tied to a chair and a zombie gets to her. So like I think the governor puts a zombie across from her.
And they tried to make it this whole emotional thing, and it was like nobody cared about it.
We were all happy. No, we were happy she was gonna die.
Yeah. And then they're making it like out to be like they gave her this long lasting death.
Oh my God, it was so annoying.
Yeah.
And what she was saying made no sense.
Right.
She was like, I just didn't want anyone to die. And I was like, she's the reason why everybody died.
Yeah.
Her stupidity, her not killing the governor, her running away from the governor and getting she's the reason everyone died. Why Woodbury lost half its population. It was her fault. And like you said, long drawn out heroic speech about I tried my best.
Yeah.
I tried to be the strong woman that
and
everyone.
Everybody's like, we love you, Andrea, and it's like, why?
I was so happy she died. I was so happy. Yeah.
Especially because this last time I watched it with Paul was me rewatching it, but him watching it for the first time all the way through.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he had seen that season before, but even we were just kind of sitting there and I couldn't remember when Andrea died. And I was like, please tell me it's soon.
Yeah.
Like, please.
So are we done with season 2, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think that's a good point to move on to
I'm
3.
trying to remember in the comics. I don't think there was a big... they didn't introduce the hordes yet. So in the comics, they don't flee the farm because it falls. They end up... Herschel says, I'm going to stay here. Rick decides to move on, and they go to the prison. Once they find the prison, they go back and say, hey, Herschel, actually... You want to take your family and come move in with
Right.
us, And he's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So it's very nonchalant. When the prison, I know we're skipping ahead from the show. When the prison falls, they go back to Herschel's farm, and that's yeah, and that's when they run into
Ford?
no, Eugene and all them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It wasn't on the tracks?
No. They show up at Herschel's farm, and they're like, and that's when you get the show. I'm sure adapted this well with, I'm the guy who's gonna save us, Eugene.
Yeah.
Like that's all from the they got that from the comics. After the prison, they just show up on Herschel's farm. That was him moving on, new characters, and they started the road trip that on the way to Alexandria or whatever, wherever they end up.
Interesting.
So yeah,
Okay.
good stuff. Anyway, so we're at the show. All that interesting stuff I told you, not in the show. Season 3, Merle's back.
Yes.
Classic. Okay.
Yeah.
The best thing the show added was Daryl and Merle
And
because they're not in the comics.
neither one of them?
Nope.
At all?
Nope. Totally original for the show. The best thing the show did.
Yeah.
Because in the 2010s,
That's some big characters.
when the zombie craze was like at its peak.
So did they not add big characters as well then? Like, was there any big major character from the comic that was not in the show?
No, they were in there. They were just butchered.
Okay.
They ruined him.
Okay.
Like really cool characters. Like I'd say Andrea in the comics, great. And then show like, oh my God, killer. But anyway. Yeah, they gave Rick a few romances, right? And then they just killed him off.
So, obviously, Lori.
Yeah.
Once he got to Alexandria, I forget her name, but one of the moms in Alexandria
That was in the comics.
had an abusive husband.
Yeah.
And then I think Rick ultimately ended up being the one to kill him.
Yeah. I remember that.
He was, yeah. And so he had a romantic interest in her, but it never, I don't think they ever like kissed or anything like that. Maybe they did.
Yeah.
Maybe like a slight kiss.
I think they kissed.
But it was like the horde like overtook Alexandria and they were
That's
trying to
when
walk
Carl's
out.
eye.
Yes, that's it.
Yep.
When the Carl I thing happened.
Yeah.
But wow, we are skipping.
Yeah.
But yeah,
My question was, did they give him a bunch of fake romances in the show?
it was that girl,
That's
and then
it.
after that was Michonne.
Okay, yeah.
So it was 3 total: Lori, the mom, Michonne.
I was okay with them doing Michonne in the show because it made sense. Rick was not about to end up with Andrea in the show.
No.
But they built up Michonne to where it was like, it made sense. Like they'd
Yeah.
been together for so long.
Yeah,
They were both competent.
I liked that Michonne never knew Lori.
Yeah.
I liked that it got to be an entirely different, non-associated person for
Right.
him. I thought that was sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. Not quite non-associated because they spent like 10 seasons together or whatever it was before they got together.
Right.
So it was like you said, it was nice.
Was RJ part of the comics? Rick Jr.? Michonne's child? No, it wouldn't have been because Michonne wasn't with Rick.
No. I'm like, who the hell are you talking about?
In season 9, it comes
Yeah.
out that when Rick disappeared, and you know how he
Yeah.
disappears from the
Was
show?
she pregnant?
She was pregnant.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
No. No, they didn't do that in the comics.
God, you should have watched you should have grueled through it for this moment.
No thanks. I would have gotten more mad because like people were describing to me certain scenes. I was just getting more pissed off. But anyway, I'm sorry. Season 3, Andrea's dead.
Yes.
Thank God. But there were filler episodes where she pretends to run away, and the governor's chasing her. There's
There
that
was
whole
so many times she should have died.
yeah.
They
and,
played her death way too much.
mhm. And then like that episode where the governor's chasing her for God knows however many scenes, the whole episode. She gets to the prison, she sees Rick in the watchtower, and then he just grabs her at the last. I was like, why did we do a whole episode on this?
Right.
Because like the whole
Yeah,
point
because
of
he's chasing her down with a truck
the
and
whole
everything.
thing, and then like
Yeah.
there's a whole scene where he kills 5 minutes whistling, trying to look for her.
Yeah.
I was like, and the whole show was like that, filler. I was like, I hate this, And so it's like, I don't know. You wait a whole week. Now for you, it's fine. You got to binge watch it. For me, I'm waiting every week. I'm watching all these promos. They did these really good.
That would be horrible.
They did these really good promos where they show a clip where the Rick sits at the table, the meeting table, and then the governor slowly leans in. He's like, "Hey, I'm the governor."
Yeah.
And Rick's like, "I'm Rick." Like that was the teaser, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a really good episode." Little did I know that little lean in was all that happened in that episode.
Yeah.
That was it, because like the whole episode is like they lean in and they don't say anything productive. They don't have any really good written banter, and they're just like, "I'm Rick. I'm the governor." And then zombies come in and break it up, and that's the episode.
Are
That's
you
it.
talking about the episode where Merle dies?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it might have been the episode before that.
Or it's around that time where Merle's about to die.
Yeah. Speaking
You're
of
gonna
that,
need to give like a big banner of spoiler alert, by the way, because we're
You already
going
did.
like really detailed.
You did
But
that
I
at the
mean,
beginning.
like you should do
Yeah.
like a
don't watch this episode if you. We already spoiled
Yeah.
the whole show.
Yeah.
Don't watch this episode if you don't want the comics or movies or show spoiled.
yeah.
Speaking of Merle, we waited 3 seasons for him to come back. He dies
Pretty
as soon as he
quickly.
shows up.
Not as soon as he lasts like maybe close to half a season.
Not long enough, in my opinion,
Yeah.
because like they.
Especially them playing with like
Yeah.
like Daryl seeing him and then he comes
Yeah.
back and then like there's not much of him and then he dies.
Because he has a really cool arm that he almost never uses.
Yeah.
Like it was in his personality. Like,
Also, how many people can they make miss an eye and miss an arm?
mhm.
That was my other thing.
Right.
Was like, okay, how many people
Yeah.
are gonna be handless?
Right, because the comics, they do the thing where like, okay, this guy's bit in the foot, we got to chop it off, and like that was a real problem for a character. Like he had to like, you felt it when he had to walk around missing a leg. Some of the like one of the characters like, I'm a liability now, and like you felt it, like he was useless. Like, and then like you said in the show, everybody's losing an eye, everyone's losing. It's like, oh my god, it's just all over the place. What do we do? They had one trope, and instead of like making new tropes or trying new tropes, they just reused the same trope over and over and over and over and over to fill episode slots.
Yeah.
Carl losing his eye in the comics, I think that was the only time a character lost an eye like that in the comics.
Right. And that happened multiple times, whether it was from gunshot or like Gabriel lost sight in one of
my
his
God,
eyes
shoot
from
me.
sickness.
Kill me.
Is there something you want to say about Gabriel?
Oh, I mean, I liked him in the comics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, but yeah, losing sight, what the hell? That sounds like a 2-episode arc that they wasted time with.
Yeah, he got really sick when he was with Negan as a prisoner. And
I need to track my beers that I'm drinking. Sorry.
whatever fever it was made him lose vision in one of his eyes.
So there were more than one episode where people were getting sick?
Well, this was like him personally getting sick. This wasn't like a whole thing where like they were struggling with an illness overall. Like he was sick
Yeah.
and running a fever and needed
Okay.
meds, but didn't have them.
And they didn't say what sickness that was?
I don't remember. I mean, I know he had a fever,
But he
and
lost
that's
an
what
eye.
caused it.
But he lost his sight.
In one of his
All right.
eyes, but
Oh, just one?
restored. Yeah, initially he lost sight in both of his eyes, and they were saying like once his fever goes down, like it could restore, but it could also not.
Okay.
And it restored in one of them, but not the other.
And how many episodes was that arc for Gabriel?
It was back and forth
Okay.
between like him escaping from Negan and then them cutting back to,
Lord have
Alexandria, to cutting to this, to getting back to Gabriel. So it probably overall lasted 2 or 3 episodes, but it wasn't taking up
Okay.
that much. Like it probably took up like 20 minutes.
Well, it took up 0 pages in the comics. Anyway, so
Season 3.
yeah. Well, okay, we're building up filler episodes. You get the point.
Yeah.
Okay, you get the point. We're about to have to reset the camera. At the end, they finally raid the prison, and it's like, oh man, this is what the whole season's been building up to.
Yeah, when they knock the gates down.
And let me tell you, nothing
Yeah.
happened. The
Right.
governor comes in.
And then he escapes.
He sends in his army of extras.
Yeah.
Nobody that had a script. Nobody that was like a major player. No
We're
major
about
characters.
to get into the season that has my beef.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
So nothing happens. Like the governor
Yeah.
comes in, he loses, and he runs away.
Yeah.
Season 3 is pretty pointless. I ain't gonna lie. It introduced Woodbury, but they don't do anything cool with the concept.
Right.
They introduced the prison. But they don't do anything cool with the concept.
There was still a lot of interesting story, in my opinion, with 3, though. Like, it has a lot of background to the governor and his daughter that he was keeping. Michonne kills his daughter. You know, Merle's back. Merle and Dixon have a fight it off, and they end up breaking free together. And, you know, like, there was some stuff that was happening that kept my engagement where I found it to still be good enough to watch. Like, it wouldn't have made me, like, lose interest.
Last clap. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. All right.
That one actually was perfect.
It was. Okay, so yes, there were. I'm not saying like nothing happened, but like the major stuff that they were teasing, Merle coming back, he died. Oh, here comes this big prison attack. Oh, fake out, fake out. But yeah, I mean, the opening, the very first episode was freaking fantastic of season 3, where they first get to the prison. They're killing zombies. Herschel gets bit. Rick snaps into action, chops the foot off of Herschel. And then at the very end, like, wow, how can things get any crazier? 3 heads pop up, and they're inmates there that survived the whole time. Holy cow. And then that was the end of the episode. And you're like, wow. And then the rest of the season happens.
I'm also disappointed. Okay. I remembered the prisoners wrong. So I don't know where this came from. I don't know if it was an entirely different show or what. But I had thought I remembered the prisoners came up. They ended up integrating at some point where they were a part of them. Mm-hmm. And then at some point they found a layout of the prison. And it turns out like the worst of the worst prisoners were kept where they came from.
Oh.
For some reason, I remembered them finding out they were like in the pedophile region or the serial killer or something. I remember them finding out they were horrible. Mm-hmm. But then when we were rewatching it, like that never happened. Yeah. And I was like, where
all the prisoners die actually like that at next episode.
Yeah, I was like, where am I remembering this from? Because I swear it came out that they integrated, and then there was this whole feud because they found out they were like in for really awful things, and I don't know what I'm remembering.
Right. Yeah. Well, let me tell you, in the comics, they don't all die immediately. They let them in, and all of them have a secret individually. So, like, one guy, his secret comes out, and you're like, holy crap. Yeah. And then another guy, turns out he's okay. That's his secret. He's actually a good guy. And then another guy is like, oh my God. And it's good. I don't want to spoil it, though. If you do end up reading, like, I don't want to give you all the beats.
I'll steal them from you at some point.
That's right.
Because I'm so...
I could just give them to you. Yeah. I want you to read them.
Yeah, I want to read them.
They're good, dude. I'm telling you.
I'll give them back.
But they all have they all have a secret that's like, holy cow, when it comes up.
That could take up my, in place of my 40 hours of TikTok I watch
I am telling you, read comic books, children. Yeah. You will get everything done. You'll be cultured. Season 4, season 4 feels like what season 3 should have been. So governor comes back, and he actually attacks the prison.
Yeah. So the actual attack is what it should have been in season 3.
Right. But let's talk about what you didn't like, which is before the governor shows up, because they have a lot of episodes to fill, guys.
That one was what made me fall off the first time.
Sure.
Because I had tried watching it and fell off at season 4. Mm-hmm. And then when I rewatched it, I actually like pushed through.
Yeah.
What really got me was they were in the prison. They had integrated with Woodbury at this point.
Yeah.
And all that was going on was they had the flu. Like, that was it.
Yeah.
And then I guess some side character building to the governor that ended up being zero character building because he was just as horrible, even though he'd made this whole journey and found this family and loved this girl that reminded him of his daughter.
So you're talking about the governor right now? Mm-hmm. Yeah. They give 2 episodes of him finding redemption.
Yes.
Okay. Very next episode after he's redeemed.
Nothing.
He's evil again.
Yeah.
The prison.
Yeah. And it was just like...
No reason.
Yeah.
He found a family. He found a new daughter.
Yeah.
He can settle down. No. I'm evil. Yeah. We're going to attack the prison.
Yeah, they really made it seem like he was changing and had some character arc, right? Where like...
Stupid.
And then it was like a flip of a switch and he was
Game
just
of Thrones
right back. And it's like he's chopping heads off. Mm-hmm. He got, because he killed both, which I didn't remember Herschel dying here, but Herschel died there. Yeah, I remembered him dying later for some reason.
That's the big one.
Herschel died and someone else.
I don't remember. I think Axel died in season 3. The one of the inmates they found.
Yeah.
He was kind of flirting with Carol, and then the governor sniped him.
Yeah. That was so sad.
Yeah. He was kind of neat.
He was funny though, because he was flirting with Beth, and
Yeah.
they pulled him to the side, and they're like, she's a minor," and he was like, "Well, there's no one else. You know, Rick's with Lori. This person's with that person. You're a lesbian," and Carol's like, "Excuse me, no, I'm not." And he was like, "But you got the short hair."
Yeah, I remember that.
That part cracked me up. She
Yeah.
was like, "I'm not a lesbian." He goes, "Oh," and then he starts flirting with her from then on out.
Yeah.
And it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Herschel
Well, who else died in the show then from the prison attack?
from the prison attack. I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
I
Herschel was a
remember
big
he had
one.
Herschel and Michonne tied up.
Yeah.
And Michonne had escaped,
Yeah.
but she escaped while he was chopping Herschel's head off.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Lori died giving birth, but that happened already earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Rick had this weird, like, he was seeing Lori, hearing the phone call. You had mentioned the phone, and you had said that did happen in the comics, right?
And it's really good.
Yeah.
He doesn't see Lori in person like he did
Okay.
in the show,
Right.
but he does know at some point he's talking to Lori.
Okay.
But like as the reader, you don't know like what the heck he's like. Who the hell is on the phone? Like you
Right.
actually really, and then
And
it's
then
like, oh, it's a ghost.
and he goes crazy on Tyrese and his group,
Mm-hmm.
and they leave and go to Woodbury in season 3, and then start helping attack the prison until they get
they did?
taken. Yeah,
I don't remember that.
yeah. Tyrese
Lord have
went.
mercy on me.
Tyrese and Sasha and the other two went to Woodbury and got accepted there.
Okay.
And they were all about being on Woodbury's side because they were like, yeah, there's a psycho at the prison and he just kicked us out for no reason. And like, we're on y'all's side. And they Tyrese and Sasha last minute left and was like, we're not about what he's doing.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, but yeah, no, season 4 to me was just like, it was a never ending, like, okay, people, I think the flu concept was good for 2 episodes because that does bring some reality of like, yeah, you're not just going to be dying by zombies. Like,
Right.
The flu did used to be detrimental before we had modern medicine and doctors and ways to get in and ways to stop the fever and you know, like all of that. Like that was a good part, but it didn't need to be 8 episodes.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
was wild.
Uh-huh.
And then that whole time it's going on, you're wondering where the hell the governor is.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, what are we doing here?
Mhm.
It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Well, another problem that I have with the show is like there's some really cool key moments in the comics where it's like, wow, like, and it's beautiful artwork drawn. It's like, this is a really big moment. And the show, that those moments in the comics happen to characters that when the show got to that point, those characters are already dead. And so they had no way to like do that scene. So what they ended up doing, which it pissed me off to no end, was like they would create a new character in the show and they introduce them just to recreate that scene to kill him off. So I've told you this one, and I'm sure you remember, but the scene,
The Glenn part.
no,
Oh, okay.
the black guy who gets bitten and he gets captured by those scavengers and they eat his leg, right?
Yeah.
And he's
I
like,
forget his name, but yes.
You're right, because he was nobody. He was a throwaway character that they made up just to recreate that scene.
Was he an alcoholic in the comic as well?
No.
Or
He's not in the
at
comics.
all?
No.
Okay.
Dale's the guy that has his leg eaten and got bitten.
And Dale died in like
Season 2. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, well, that was a really good scene. How do we get this going? Like, how do we still do it? I was like, oh, well, let's just make a new character and then just kill him off in that scene just to
Right.
recreate that scene. So,
Because he was the black character that got his leg eaten. He was Sasha's love interest.
oh, Jesus
one
Christ.
point.
Sasha's not even in the comics that long,
Okay.
but
She ends up going freaking bat crazy, and she ends up being in another like
Andrea.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Well, she's not lasting that long in the comics, but the way she goes out in the comics is pretty brutal. I ain't gonna lie, it was pretty cool. I liked it.
The way she went out in the TV show was Negan was arriving at Alexandria after Daryl had escaped, or they had like like they were not doing stuff correctly. So he brought her in a tote to be like, I have Sasha, because she was trying to like snipe them, and he caught her in the act. Well, Sasha had overdosed on the way, so that she turned into a zombie in the box, and made Negan kind of eat his words, because he was like, she's alive and well, we'll trade her for this, or I'll show you that she's alive. And when he opened the box, she came out as a zombie and like bit one of his people.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah,
Ain't gonna lie.
it was cool, but
was
she
pretty neat.
still was like a really like
Annoying
atrocious
character. Yeah.
And so like even with the cool eggs, it was still like,
Yeah.
Rosita was another one that was another Andrea for me.
Yeah. She wasn't much better in the comics, but it was that was interesting. So Rosita in the comics with Abraham cheats on her, which that happened in the show. Oh Jesus, no, that wasn't in the.
Yeah.
But in the comics, it was just some no-name girl.
Okay.
But anyway, he cheats on her. She gets with Eugene because she's desperate.
Okay.
She cheats on Eugene when they get to a bigger community and there's options.
The Commonwealth.
Right.
Okay.
And there's options. And Eugene, he's trying to keep her happy, but she's not. She's with Eugene because it was convenient. So it was pretty real. It was like a sad like Eugene. He's trying to reconcile with her, but then her head's on a spike.
Because Eugene in the show was Rosita and Abraham would be fooling around, and Eugene would be like watching from the sidelines.
Yeah.
And was like a total creep.
I said that wasn't in the comics, but
okay.
I heard Eugene was done pretty well in the show.
Okay.
I didn't watch it, but
Very nerdy.
yeah.
Just like very awkward.
Yeah.
Very like.
Right.
Yeah.
So Rosita falls into Eugene's arms while they're still on the road, and she's just really trying to kind of like cope with losing Abraham. But it doesn't last, and it's pretty sad. How does she die in the show?
Rosita at the very like last episode.
When they
did another Andrea thing where
Yeah.
it was this long drawn out thing. She got bit and didn't tell anyone, and everything was coming together the way it should, and they're all sitting there enjoying their dinner and their wine after having like the ultimate like bring together. And then it comes out that she was bitten, and it's this long, like she's giving goodbyes. People are coming in the room. She's
Lord have
holding
mercy
her
on me.
child.
Oh God,
She had a child with Gabriel. That's who she got with.
that's hilarious. That is not in the comics.
Yeah. And so she's sitting there, or no, it wasn't Gabriel's kid. She was with Gabriel, but it was the doctor's kid. Whatever his name was. And yeah, so she's like holding her baby, and Gabriel's sitting there like brushing her hair back. It was like, bro, just die already. Like I did not like her.
Well, did the Whisperers have a scene? You remember the Whisperers?
Yes.
Did they have a scene where a bunch of characters' heads were on a spike?
Yes.
Okay. In the comics, Eugene, he's getting ready. He finds out Rosita's cheating, and he's like, I'm going to win her back. I'm going to do everything I can to win her back. And then the comic panel, it cuts to her head on a spike. So while he's out preparing to like, she cheated, but I don't care. I'm going to win her back. And then
No. So
I was like, oh, that is so sad.
one of the main heads on the spike, there was a few. Carl's love interest was on the spike. She was pretty cool. Her name was Eden. Eden.
She was cool in the comic. She doesn't die though.
Her name was Eden. And then there was a couple random people, a few main ones, but the big one was, so Carol ended up having a love interest with King Ezekiel.
That's stupidly
of the kingdom.
hilarious.
And King Ezekiel had taken in some kids whose parents had died. So he became dad.
Yeah.
And once Carol became his love interest, like she became mom.
Nice.
And their kid, not kid, was on the spike. Because he's the one that took
That's
in, what was the Whisperers Alpha's daughter's name?
I think that was Eden in the comics. I don't know if that was her name though. I might be getting mixed up then.
Alpha's daughter.
Yeah.
She ends up getting caught by some of them when they figure out like the Whisperers are
people,
pretend walkers. And when she's brought in, she's imprisoned at the same time that the son is, because he got caught for like drunken, disorderly conduct or whatever when they're trying to like apply law. So he's down there for like 24 hours, but they're talking while they're in the cells, and they make like a connection. And so then he like convinces them like we should let her stay because her mom's like super abusive. And she decides to stay. And once they finally get integrated at the kingdom, he's like, okay, I'm going to go grab popcorn for the movie because they got a movie theater set up there. And while he's gone, her mom infiltrates the kingdom by putting on a wig and pretending to be one of the townsfolk trying to take her back.
And that's how she gets all the...
And she's like, no, I'm not going. And she was just kind of like moved on, but she had ended up taking people from the kingdom. And Henry, that was his name. Henry got taken. And he was one of the people put on the spikes.
Was Ezekiel's head on the spike in the show?
No.
Oh. No spoilers for the comics.
Well, we have a spoiler alert.
Yeah.
So.
I can't remember quite correctly. I think Michonne ends up with Ezekiel, but then Ezekiel's head's on the spike in the comics.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's no BS about the kids.
Dude, this is so like...
It's different. I'm telling you. You know what I mean?
It would make it like reading the comics would make it like watching an entirely different 11 seasons of Walking Dead.
And it's shorter,
right?
But it's way more packed with better
How many
writing.
comics are there?
196.
196 comics?
Like if you're doing individual issues, 196 issues.
And you have all of them?
Mm-hmm. But they're in 4 big books.
4 big books.
2,
okay.
3, 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, you don't have to unwrap them all and open and put it back, and then you don't know. I got them in 4 big books just for reading.
Okay.
But yeah, so another instance of what I'm talking about where they just create a new character was so in the comics, Abraham dies by the arrow to the back of the head, and the eyeball pops out.
That's Denise.
Denise isn't in the comics.
Yeah.
They made her up just for that scene. But that scene where he looks at Eugene and says, "Hey, buddy, take care of Rosita. She deserves the best." And then he's like, she deserves the, he does it. He keeps talking while his eyeball's poking out, and then he dies.
I need to look up the names now, but Denise was in a relationship with, the family the governor came across, and in season 4, like she ends up switching sides. Like she doesn't die, and she like comes out. Tara.
Not in the comics.
But in the show.
Yeah.
So Tara is a love interest to Denise, but they
not in the comics either. That's what I'm saying. Like all these like just
side
nothing.
Well, Tara was like so Denise, her role was the doctor had died, and before the fall, she was a studying medical student, but she had no like actual practical doctoring.
Yeah.
And so they're pretty much like that's who fixed Carl's eye.
Oh, okay.
So they bring people in and they're bleeding out, and she's like, I don't. And so she's reading from a book and then doing it over here while reading the book and being like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. She is in the comics, but she's way before all that.
Okay.
She's not in Alexandria.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's where she originally was.
Yeah.
And so her and Tara create a love interest, and I think it was Tara that said I love you to Denise, and she didn't say it back, or opposite. But all I know is they were separate, and they came to a conclusion of like, no, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna tell them I love them.
Yeah.
And then Denise gets shot through the head.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, but let me tell you. So Abraham, he's supposed to die in the comics with the arrow. He doesn't, though. He's alive. And I was like, wow. Okay, so what are they going to do with him? Because, like, he's alive for some reason,
Right.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, what cool art. Like, what are they saving him in the show for?
Yeah.
And I'm really excited. I was like, okay, and then we get to the cliffhanger ending with Negan.
And the baseball bat.
And the baseball bat. You're
Yeah.
like, wow, I got to wait a year for this. And guess what? Guess what the showrunners did? These guys who are really good for this great show that you like. Instead of having one major character death, we're going to do 2 major character deaths. Oh, we're so much better.
Abraham.
Yeah. And one of them's a character that should have already been dead.
Yeah.
And I thought they were saving him for something really cool. And then, of course,
Yeah, because it wasn't even that much long after the arrow shooting that happened.
Exactly.
Like, I'm pretty sure it was like 2 episodes later that
exactly.
happened.
You know what I mean? And I was like, it's just lazy writing. So he kills Abraham. And I was thinking, okay, well, I had the same thought. I was like, well, Glenn's alive. So what are they saving him for? Oh, he's just the second guy Negan kills. Here's another thing they did.
I will say I love how they redeemed Negan, though.
Yeah, that's in the comic.
Like, I love, because he is the most atrocious character you could think to make.
Yeah.
And I just love when
But
shows
you love him. You love them
make
for
you
it.
but
Yeah.
I love when they make you have sympathy and like,
Yeah.
oh my god, he feels bad though. Like
Yeah.
it's the
That's all in the comics.
craziest thing.
Because like there's that scene. I'm sure it's in the show because it was so good in the comics where he's got Carl in custody, and he's like, "Let me see, take off your eye patch," and
Yeah,
he does
yeah,
it,
he
and
does
he's
that
like,
in the
"Oh my
show.
god, dude, that's disgusting."
Yeah,
And Carl
and he
crying.
starts
He's like,
crying, and
hey,
he's like,
I'm
"I'm
sorry,
sorry."
buddy.
Yeah.
My bad, dude. I wasn't trying to hurt." And
He loved Carl.
Yeah.
He loved him. Like when Carl died, he cried.
yeah, that was in
And
that was in
Carl
the comics.
Carl wrote notes to everyone, and Carl included Negan.
You know-
and Rick read it to him over
that's
the
cool.
walkie-talkie.
You know,
I really feel like I should read the comics and
Yeah.
you should finish the show and
No,
we can
don't do
come
this to
back.
me.
No. You gotta do it for the bit. And we should come back and revisit this where I can be critiquing as well with the comics and
me
you
tell
can be
you,
fully aware of the
there's
show.
nothing to critique because the comics are flawless.
But I
Almost
said
flawless.
critiquing the show.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. I
No,
did.
no. I get it. But I have something. We got 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make a point.
Okay.
So did you know that they fired Carl in real life, and that's why they killed him off in the show?
Really?
Yeah.
Did he like break contract?
I don't
or
remember what he did, but they were like, he got blackballed from the show, and they fired him, and then they killed him off. In the comics, he doesn't die.
Interesting.
And it's really good what
Yeah,
they do with
because
him.
he ends up being the guy to find the doctor that I was talking about that impregnated Rosita. This like doctor dude was at like an abandoned spot, and Rick shot at him and was like, "We can't trust people." Well, Carl snuck out, found out he was a doctor, and was bringing him back to Alexandria, and he got bit by a zombie in the process of bringing like a whole doctor back.
And so when they killed Carl, they replaced him with Judith, who I cannot express to you is not supposed to be alive at all. Like Judith in the show died in the comics when the governor took the prison over.
Yeah.
As a baby, like baby full on exploded.
You know, she lives to the very, very end.
Yeah. I was like, okay. Rick, they exit Rick's character in the comics, but nowhere near nothing like the show.
So how does he exit in the comics?
Are you gonna read it? And you know,
Yeah.
you probably should. You probably should read it. I
Okay.
probably shouldn't tell you.
Okay. Because in the show, he dies blowing up a bridge.
Yeah, dies blowing up a bridge.
Yeah, but he
And
doesn't
they saved
die.
him for a show,
Yeah.
for another show, which we didn't even get to the spin-off shows.
Oh,
but we
that
can.
was the other thing, was they killed Rick, and 10 minutes later, before the season finale, they show he's alive
Yeah.
and getting lifted by a helicopter.
Yeah,
He never appears again.
that's like 2 seasons before the ending too.
Yeah, he never appears again. At one point, Michonne finds like something that shows he's alive. There's like some scribblings on it.
Yeah.
It's like an iPhone, and
Yeah.
there was like a scribbling picture of Michonne, Judith, and Carl with Rick. And that's how she knew he was alive, and she ended up going to look for him. Yeah, that is you.
He's in the very last episode though.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is. When they do the montage
Yeah,
of all the
yeah.
characters.
That's right. He is.
Yeah.
He is.
And
You're right.
you get some new footage where he's
That's
like
right.
looking up,
Yeah,
and then that's it.
that's right.
Yeah.
You're making me think there's a mouse in here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's like, beep, 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 beep. And we've had mice in here.
That is
so.
true. Yeah, I love
Mouse.
this house. One mouse,
Yeah.
singular.
Yeah, I killed him.
Oh, geez. Why didn't your cat do it, by the way?
I didn't want my cat to do it. Well,
Yeah,
first
I
off,
know.
it ran along that very back wall over there. I'm totally like messing with your thing right
That's
now.
fine.
He ran across that very back wall over there and went into the pantry. My cat's almost never over there. If my cat's out, like she's generally like walking through here. And when I saw that mouse, I was like, I need to get traps right now because Womp likes to decapitate mice.
Yeah.
And I knew
Most
damn
cats do.
well she wasn't going to do it here. It wasn't going to be there. It was going to be on our $400 rug
Oh, yeah.
that she decapitated this mouse. So I was dead
I got to
set.
get to it before
Yes,
the cat does.
and I got it within like a day.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah. But anyways,
I want to say, so Negan in the show, the perfect casting, and they, for the most part, they got his character right,
okay.
except for one thing.
Oh, the guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gun. So in the comics, they made a big deal about like, oh, we've never seen Negan's people use guns because like zombies have attacked them at this point, and they
Right.
watch, and Rick's like studying. He's like, they don't have any bullets because they haven't seen any guns. Like, and they fought tons of walkers. So yeah, like, we can get them, but they don't have any guns. Well, then at a certain point, when they think they're about to assault Negan, all these people have guns and they're shooting at it, and like, Rick's people fail because they weren't prepared for guns. And then Negan captures Rick and he has a speech and he's like, look, he's like, you've been, he basically like makes fun of him for like, you've been wasting bullets on zombies this whole time. Like, you can use melee weapons for zombies. You need to save your bullets for people because zombies are predictable. They walk the same way, they attack
Unless
the
they're
same
whispers.
way, and they're slow. And he said, but with people, they're unpredictable. You want to get them from a distance, all that stuff. So he's like, you assumed we didn't have guns because you didn't see them? And they're like, no, we've been saving them for you guys. It was this whole big thing. In the show, same episode Negan's introduced, he pops open his car door and he's like, he's mowing down walkers. Like, okay, well, they missed the point of...
Yeah.
They missed a point, not the point, but they missed a point or an aspect of Negan that was just really smart.
Yeah.
And it was like, and they like ripping off scenes from the comic. Like they should have carried that over.
That would have been such a good thing to keep.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and
that would have been so...
And a lot of people hadn't read the comic, so that would have blown a lot of people's minds.
Right.
It blew my mind when I was like, that was my first time thinking about that. I was like, oh, duh, the zombies are limping everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, why waste a bullet?
Yeah.
Just use a knife on them. And it was brilliant. Brilliant. It was so brilliant that they just,
Quit squeaking your thing.
my only thought was they didn't read that far ahead in the comics.
Yeah.
And they were like, they read that episode's worth of comic, and then we're like, okay, cool. Then Negan starts shooting zombies, and then they started reading more and like, oh shoot, whoops.
Yeah.
So that was my only thought. So I don't know. I think we're pretty close. Anything else you want to say? We didn't get to the spinoffs, but we can do it. Like, that's my problem with the show in a nutshell is filler episodes. When they couldn't find a really cool way to recreate a moment, they made a new character and recreated that scene, then killed them off. And then a lot of characters are just really stupid and annoying. For some reason, the show, the women characters were very obnoxious.
I would think, I know it's a lot to ask, but the spinoff is going to make a lot more sense if you finish the show for Rick and Michonne, because it does cut back to other characters, including Gabriel, Rosita, and Judith, and all of those other people.
Can't wait to watch some filler episodes where
I'm
Gabriel
just
goes
saying,
blind.
Maybe because I loved the Negan seasons, and Paul wasn't a fan of the Whispers, but I liked the Whispers.
They were a cool concept.
I did too. I will say the way they introduced the Whispers severely disappointed me, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way they introduced them was there was walkers going by, Rosita and Gabriel? Rosita and someone else. Rosita and Eugene were hiding, and they covered themselves with mud so they wouldn't get found, and they heard whispering. And it made you think that the walkers had evolved.
Right. Yeah.
And so but then it came out like, no, the walkers are just walkers and these are just people. And it was like, that would have been such a cool concept. Like the evolution, which they did kind of play into that with them climbing. Like towards the end, the walkers start climbing the walls instead of just staying there. They have some interesting stuff, but it was really disappointing with the Whispers initially, where it was like, oh.
Yeah, I want to say that's how they introduced him in the comics, but to me, that almost makes it like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Where it's like, what are these whispering? And it's like, okay, could it be walkers? Like that, oh, that's creepy. And it's like, oh, no, it's weirder. They're wearing the faces of walkers, and they're going around whispering at each other.
Yeah.
So to me, like, maybe the show didn't do it well, but that could have been like a horror episode.
It just made us think like it was just going to turn this whole different show.
Right.
Overall.
That's fair. And so, I can see that.
Like I think they did it well, but like I said, just got our hopes up for it to be like completely take this whole like right turn suddenly, and then it just ended up being people.
Right. Yeah,
and it was just the same thing of them figuring out like who's top dog and attacking each other instead of it being like what you initially would think if it was walkers evolving.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, maybe next time we come back, we'll see. Maybe I'll have watched the show. Maybe not. Maybe you'll have read the comics. I don't know. But I wouldn't start from the beginning because I already watched those a few times when they were coming out. So I remember them very well.
You seem to remember them well.
I could probably start from like season 5 because that's when I stopped.
I think they're interesting. I think after season 4, it gets better.
All right. Well, we'll see. I can't wait for all those wonderful episodes you told me about. Tainted meat. Speaking of which, I have to use the bathroom.
All right.
We'll see y'all next
Don't
time,
flush
guys.
the toilet paper.
I will try.
Bye, guys.